Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to look at this small cutting that it was in another video that I took off of another small tree. I'll post that. I'll have a little clip up here in the corner, and then I'll post a link to that video down in the description. But back when I did it, it was on January 7th of this year, and today we're sitting at March 3rd. So not quite 2 months, and you can see that the root growth on this little cutting has been pretty nice. You can see it better down in the water here when they're pulled out of the water. They get all stuck together, but here you can see that there's quite a bit of roots and even some fine hair roots that came off of the main root. So, but in the video, I did a little short too that kind of captured how fast these roots grow, and it took it about 20 days in the water propagation, and then you saw just a couple little roots pop out, and then after that the roots almost doubled in size each day. It was just really amazing how fast that these things grow once they, under the right conditions. And one thing that I found key in water propagating is the temperature. I tried to propagate some with temperatures in the 65 to 70 degree Fahrenheit degrees range, and I left them there for a good month, 6 weeks, and I didn't see any activity at all. But then I started using a heat mat, which took the temperature up to around 75 to 80 degrees, and very consistently it's been just right around that 20-day mark is when, from the time that I dump it in the water to when I see the first roots starting to sprout, it's been about that 20-day mark. So, and then you let it grow for another 20 days, another month, and then you're at this stage and you're ready to pot up a new tree. So that's kind of where we're at today. So I thought I'd bring you guys along just to see the progress of this for one, and then just see how I go about repotting it. And I think I put these tags on here just to document when I put it in the water propagation, just for my own knowledge, just so I can kind of track how long it takes. But right now I'm going to take it off because it's really not identifying the cutting or anything. When I do my Frank Yi cuttings off of my cork bark jade, I do have tags similar to this, and I leave those on the tree and the cutting throughout its life, just so I can tell the difference, between my Frank Yi cuttings and the normal portulacaria cuttings. So these are a couple pots that I'm thinking about putting it in, but first I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and take it out. Set this over here so I don't dump it. And then you can see how this trunk is, because this was a side branch on a larger cutting. So this got this little crook in here. And I'm not sure. I mean, it would lean forward if I wanted to plant it straight, but that's a little bit too far forward lean. I could, use this as the front and kind of make it, come out towards the back and then back towards the front. But I think what I might do is put some wire on here just to straighten that out a little bit, so it doesn't have quite the forward lean, because I really don't want to plant it like this to where it goes off to the side, because it's kind of lends itself to, with these side branches, to go ahead and make this the front, I think. So I think that's what we'll do. First of all, we'll cut a little piece of wire. Just kind of eyeball it here to see how long I need. I think that'll work. And just start it down here at the bottom. It's a little difficult because I don't really have anything to anchor it against, but I think it'll still work. Once I get it around there a couple times, it'll hold. We'll try that. And I think hopefully it's got enough wire on here where I can just kind of straighten that out just a touch. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just straighten it out to where this is a much straighter profile now instead of the really forward lean. And it does still have a little crook here, but we could, take that and bend it over, just add a little bit more character to it, just add some more movement to the trunk, which I think we'll do. Yeah, I think that'll work. Go ahead and finish this off up here, and then cut off the excess wires so it doesn't get in the way. Yeah, so we fixed the forward lean and gave it a little bit of side to side movement. So I think that'll work. And now tending to the roots, I think we're in good shape as far as the roots are. A little long, so I think we'll cut a little bit of the length off, not a whole lot, so you can see how long they are. So I think we'll just kind of come in here like this, take that off. While I've got it here where I can have access to it easy, I'm going to just cut these big leaves off the bottom over there just so you can kind of see the profile a little better. And now decide which pot I want to put it in. These are a little bit oversized pots for the size of this, but I want this to grow a little bit more. And then I could, in the future, maybe put it in a smaller pot if I want to keep it small. But I could see this guy getting maybe twice the size it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bigger pot. Just trying to decide which one I want to put it in here. I like the color of this one. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that lighter color. And then maybe I can offset it a little bit like that. Yeah, so I think that's what we'll go with. So it's got a pretty large drain hole in it, so I need to cut some screen here to put in the bottom. So I'll just kind of roughly measure the bottom of the pot size, cut that. Tuck that down in there in the bottom. And then put some soil in. And this is my Akadama black lava and pumice mixture. I've got it just a little over halfway full. And we'll kind of spread these roots out best we can down here, just to get them out in a little bit of a radial pattern. And I mentioned it before in some of my other potting videos on these small cuttings. I pot them a little bit deeper than normal, just because the roots aren't really strong enough to hold the cutting up, just for stability. And then the next repot, once the roots thicken up, I will move it up a little bit just to hopefully show a little bit of the root flare at the bottom. But for now, they're planted a little deeper, and I probably need to use a rock or two just to provide a little bit more stability. I'll put one on that side, maybe a small one here. Just kind of hold that up until the roots have a chance to thicken up and provide it some more support. But kind of like the way that is. And normally when I repot portulacarias, I don't water them right away. But since this one is water propagated and the roots are used to being wet, I do go ahead and water these in. That's just what I do, what I found works the best. It keeps them from going in such a shock, from being really wet roots and then getting super dry in the soil. So I do water them in just a little bit, just to acclimate them to the soil, and it seems to work out fine. Yeah, I like that, the way that little guy turned out. I like the shape, how it kind of leans over a little bit. So we'll just continue to let that one grow. Give you a quick spin around. There's the front. There's the left side. There's the back. Right side. And back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.